What if I told you that Jesus taught not only prayers and commandments, but also secret practices for awakening the divine power within a person? Teachings that have been hidden for centuries, knowledge that can turn your consciousness upside down and open the door to a reality where you are not a slave, but a son of God. Are you ready to learn the truth? Have you ever wondered why there are so many parables in the Gospels? Jesus spoke in riddles not because he wanted to confuse, but because his true teachings were intended for those who were ready to hear. It's like a code. Imagine that you were given a key to a treasure chest, but in order to turn it, you first need to understand how it works. So it is with the secret wisdom of Christ. It is revealed only to those who seek not the letter, but the Spirit. Take the story of Nicodemus. He came to Jesus at night, secretly, because he was afraid of condemnation. But it is not only about fear. Night is a symbol of inner darkness, ignorance. Jesus said to him, "You must be born again." What does this mean? It's not about baptism in a church. It's about the death of the old I and the awakening of the new. Imagine a caterpillar. It doesn't pray to become a butterfly. It goes through a metamorphosis, painful but inevitable. So it is with us. Our birth from above is a transformation of consciousness. Here's an example from life. Let's say you were offended. The usual reaction is anger or resentment. But Jesus taught, turn the other cheek. This is not about weakness. It's like a Zen koan. A blow to the cheek destroys the illusion that you are your body. You are spirit. When you stop identifying yourself with pain, the offender loses power over you. This is the secret teaching. The world cannot harm the one who knows that he is the light. And here's another secret. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you, but we look for it in temples, in rituals, in other people's words. It's like looking for glasses that are on your forehead. A friend of mine, a successful businessman, went to gurus for years until he realized that all the answers were in him. He began to meditate, not like a monk, but simply sitting in the park, watching his breath. Within a month, his life had changed, not because wealth had come, but because the fear of losing it had disappeared. That's what it means to find the kingdom. Remember the parable of the leaven? The kingdom of heaven is like leaven that was hid in the dough. Leaven is knowledge. It works quietly, unnoticed, until it changes everything. Here's an experiment. Start your day with a question. Who am I? Not your name, not your profession. What remains when all of that is taken away? Do this for a week. By the 5th day, you will feel something stirring inside you. That's the leaven. And now the most important thing. Jesus said, you are God's, not in the sense of pride, but as a fact. The grain is a potential tree. You are a potential God. But to grow, the seed must die as a seed. So we must let go of ideas about ourselves in order to become ourselves. One monk told me, God doesn't need your prayers. He needs you to wake up. Why were these teachings hidden? Because they are dangerous to the system. A slave who has realized his freedom is no longer a slave. But you don't need conspiracies. Just start small. In the morning, before you check your phone, ask, who's awake here? Don't look for the answer in your head. Feel the silence behind your thoughts. That's the door. And lastly, Jesus left no books. Because truth is not in words, but in experience. How can you explain the taste of honey to someone who has never tasted it? You can read tons of literature, but until you step into the unknown, you will not know. Tonight, turn off the lights, close your eyes, and imagine that you are pure consciousness. Not a body, not thoughts, just presence. If you do this sincerely, you will understand more than in years of study. The secret teachings of Jesus. How to awaken the divine within you. Imagine that you have in your hands an ancient manuscript marked for the chosen ones. It contains the words of Jesus that were never spoken from the pulpit of a church. They are about how to turn your life into a miracle, how to walk on water not literally, but by overcoming fears. This knowledge could set you free, but it was hidden for 2,000 years. Do you want to know what is written there? Deep transformation. What Jesus meant. When Jesus said, I and the Father are one, he was not bragging. He was revealing a secret. Every person is a part of God. We just forgot about it. Here's how it works in life. You wake up in the morning with anxiety. According to Jesus' teaching, this is not your anxiety. It is an induced state, like dirt on a mirror. Your essence remains pure. Your partner is cheating on you. Does it hurt? Yes. But Jesus taught, they know not what they do. This is not an excuse, but a reminder. Only the awakened see the root of the problem. A practice from the early Christians. Ask yourself every evening. First, where did I act as a sleeper today? Angry, afraid. Second, where did my true I manifest itself? Creativity, love. After a month of such questions, you will begin to see the difference between your essence and the superficial. The secret meaning of parables. The parable of the prodigal son is not just a story. It is an instruction. The pigs he herded are low-frequency states, shame, despair. Return to the Father, the moment when you remember, I am the light, a real case. A man drank for 20 years. One day in the entrance, he saw his reflection in the glass and did not recognize himself. At that moment, something clicked in him. He felt that he was destroying not the body, but the soul. This was the coming to his senses from the parable. Now he leads a support group. How the first Christians prayed, not with words, but with silence. Method: sit comfortably. Imagine that there's a golden thread between your eyebrows. Breathe, feeling this thread. This is a prayer in the upper room, your inner temple. Scientific explanation: this practice synchronizes both hemispheres of the brain. In this state, people had insights. What was hidden from humanity? In the Apocrypha of Thomas, Jesus says, if you know yourself, you will be known, and you will know that you are the Father's children. But this line was cut out. Why? Historical fact. In 325, at the Council of Nicaea, they decided that ordinary people do not need to know that they are gods. It is easier to control. How to apply this today? The stone in the hand technique. When you are irritated, take a stone or keys, clench it in a fist. Ask, is it me? No. Then who is reacting? This stops automatic reactions. The game of enlightenment. Once a day, for 5 minutes, act like an enlightened person. Smile for no reason. Look at the world as a miracle. The brain does not distinguish between a game and reality. In a month, it will become your nature. Why it matters now. In the age of AI and stress, these teachings are a guide to survival of the soul. They are not about religion. They are about not losing yourself. As Jesus would say today, your smartphone is a new temple, but God is elsewhere in the pause between scrolls. Try the prayer of silence tonight. Don't wait for a miracle. Become one. Because the only thing that needs to be resurrected is your awareness of who you are. Secret practices of Jesus. How to turn everyday life into a spiritual laboratory. Did you know that Jesus didn't just walk on water? He taught the physics of the spirit? Modern mystics have proven that when a person enters a state of deep presence, his body temporarily changes its properties. This is not magic. These are forgotten laws of consciousness. How it works in practice. In 2017, a mountain climber survived a fall from a height of 300 meters. Later, he will say, at the moment of the fall, time stopped. I saw every snowflake. Some knowledge within said, you are not a body. This is the very same, walking on water. The ability to switch to a different state of consciousness at a critical moment. Exercise liquid light from Coptic manuscripts. Lie down before going to bed. Imagine that your bones are marble, muscles are water, skin is fog. Breathe with the thought, I am light passing through matter. Do 7 minutes daily. After a month, you will notice strange coincidences. Situations where you instinctively avoid danger. Why did Jesus heal on Saturday? Not just to anger the Pharisees. Saturday is the day of Saturn, the time of karmic lessons. By healing on this day, he showed there is a power higher than karma. Modern example. A woman had stage 4 cancer. Doctor said, 3 months. She began to practice. Every morning, she imagined how golden light dissolves the tumor. She went to a forest and gave the disease to the earth, literally laid down on the soil. After 6 months, the pictures showed only scars remained. Doctors attributed it to a diagnostic error. Scientific explanation. Research by the Heart Institute, USA, has proven that when a person enters a state of gratitude, their DNA emits 1,000 times more photons of light. It is this radiation that triggers the restoration processes. The Last Supper, what was it really? Bread is a symbol of the solar plexus. Wine is the third eye vision. This is my body is an act of energy transfer. How to repeat the experiment today. Take a piece of black bread, holding it in your hands. Remember the moment of your greatest strength. Eat it, imagining how this power fills every cell. The effect will be enhanced if you do this on a full moon. What did Jesus know about money? Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's is not about taxes. This is a teaching about energy exchange. Poverty is a block in the throat chakra, fear of expressing yourself. Debts are a sign of a leak to the navel, inability to receive. The coin of enlightenment technique. Carry a special coin in your pocket. Each time you touch it, say, I am a channel of endless abundance. Money comes easily and without effort. In 40 days, strange money coincidences will begin to occur. How did Jesus work with time? Before Abraham was, is the key to time management. The time loop practice. Remember a situation where you failed. Mentally replay it 3 times with different outcomes. On the 4th time, imagine how the light from your heart fills that memory. This erases karmic knots. Many people note that after 2 to 3 months, old problems resolve themselves. The secret meaning of the crucifixion. The cross is not an instrument of execution. This is a diagram. Vertical, earth-space connection. Horizontal, male and female energies. Take up your cross. Equals learn to keep these flows in balance. Meditation, inner cross. Stand up straight, arms to sides. Imagine that golden light enters through the crown. In the area of the heart, it divides. Part goes down, part into the hands. Breathe like this for 7 minutes. Effect. After 21 days, you will notice that you have become the center of any events. Chaos bypasses you. Why was this hidden? In 1683, Pope Innocent XI ordered the burning of 8,000 manuscripts. Among them is the Gospel of Mary, where Jesus says, the true temple is your body of light. How to learn more? Search the internet for Pista Sophia, the text where Jesus explains the structure of multidimensionality. But I warn you, it's like turning on channel 100 on TV after a black and white one. The final experiment. Today before bed, light a candle. Look at the flame for 3 minutes. Close your eyes. You will see a light image. Ask it, who am I really? The answer will come not in words, as knowledge in the heart. This knowledge is not an artifact of the past. It is your weapon in a world where 95% of people are asleep. Click subscribe. Try flame meditation. The first results will be in 3 days. Or not. It all depends on how ready you are to wake up.